Good evening everyone. Today we are going to speak about SQL window function and what is the critical usage of window function in the SQL. One of the most important parts that covered by the window functions that gives the flexibility for the analyst is use the window function for ranking, rolling average, calculating the total, and the moving average was one of the most important topics. Also, different type of ranking used for normal ranking and Denes ranking. That will be our topic for today. There is other topics could be covered later, which is like year-over-year gross calculation for finance, and the rolling average, and of course the cumulative calculation. It's one of the most important topics that can be covered by a window function. For simplicity, I use like a type of table that is employee table, have 11 rows. This 11 rows, they have different type of genders, department, names, salary, and location. It will help this small data set to allow you to focus on the concept, not the data, and will allow you to grasp a very good understanding for the window functionality and how we can use it to discover our database and cover the topics that we are targeting today. Let's start by comparison between the window function and the group by. In SQL, group by is one of the most famous functionality for beginners, but usually it could help you to understand how window function is different and how it adds a value. So let's select gender, and let's select salary, and we want to calculate the average salary. And let's call it average salary. And of course we need to group it by, so we group it by gender. We can see that we have like a aggregate table, pivot table, which is like have female, male, gender, and the total average for male is 61, while the average for the female is 52,666. Okay, but what if I need more data? I need the department. I need, for example, department. If we make it like aggregate by gender and then by department, we will get now a view. You can see that we have for each department with gender a difference. So finance male is 60, while finance female is 58. Okay, but I don't want. But what if I want that the partition only based on the gender, but it shows the department? So, for example, I want to show finance, HR, marketing, sales for female, and then for males, and I want the average salary for female among all departments, not only finance. And in that case, group by will not help us, because as you can see, the group by, if I remove department from here, and I just group it by gender, then it will back and it will not work. So what we can do in that case, we will remove the group by, and we will use our partition by over. So we will say average salary over, and then we will come for partitioning, by, and then we will use our gender because this is our target for partition, and we will call it average salary by gender. And let's here try, we remove already the group by employee gender average, okay, and let's try it. Okay, we have here, okay, so we have here the average, and we have here the gender partition. So we can see now we have females, we have males, and then we have the female among all, sorry, we have the average salary among all the females and the average salary among all female regarding the department. But we're still able to see the department, we can display also the names and etc. Okay, so that is like one use for window function when we want to create like an average or total based on the gender also. So we can replace the average by sum, and in this case of course we get the total for, of course we need to call this total salary, and then we have the total for females and total for employee male. Other very important use for the window function is like we use the roll number. So what if we want to know based on the salary the position of this female? So I want to know who is the highest female paid in the company and who is the highest male paid in the company. So we simply use row number, and then we do the partitioning by gender, and we create a ranking. But if we do so we will have partitioning, but only for female, because it's female and male, and we count them like we are counting actually. But I want not counting, I want like the ranking to be based on something, to be based, for example, on salary, for example, as we target. So we will order it by, and then we write salary, and let's display also for sake of clarity the salary. Okay, and we can see that now we have the salary, and we have now female salaries, and we have also the male salaries, and we have here 48 is the highest. Let's say I want the highest, so the ranking or the order by can be descending in this case, and we can add a limit 1, and by this case we will be able to get the highest. So the highest paid female, it's 58,000, but if we want the highest paid male, then we will need to add of course condition, and we can use female and male, but for this sake we have 58,000 is the highest paid female employee. Okay, but for this ranking we can see, for example, we had here like in female employees we 2 people who have getting the same salary actually. So we have HR 48, HR 48. What if I want to do the order by salary, but I want the partition built on department? So in this case I will have 248. You can see that it's like 1, 2, and 3, because like in HR 48 is like twice, and this is the normal ranking. But what if I want to create like a dense ranking which allow to be more specific in calculation for ranking? So we will need to change the row number by dense, ranking, and let's call it Denes Ranking, and run it. Here, if we focus on the HR, we can see the difference. So here it became 1, 2, 2, while ranking a row is 1, 2, and 3. So based on your requirement, you can use, if it's okay that you want just the calculation to run a regular ranking, then you can use it 1, 2, 3. But if you want to use for the same number, they should get the same value rankings, and in that case you use Denes Ranking. Let's stop at this point, and next time we will cover the year over year and the accumulation. A nice evening.